Hey, little hope, welcome back to my podcast. As you can see in the title, I'm gonna be talking about my unpopular opinions. I have five of them, and I'm gonna go from like the most, acceptable, I guess, to the one that I'm the most embarrassed about, or like the most, I don't know how to say it, like the most, or not embarrassed, but I guess like the least acceptable. Because I have a lot of them, but I only want to focus on like the five main ones that I have. But before we get started, I wanted to let you know that on August 1st, I'm going to be opening my OnlyFans. It's going to be free like the first 24 hours, and after that, I'm going to be charging 4.99, I think. And then I'm gonna like increase the price once I have like more videos and like more pictures. So yeah, I don't know. If anyone's interested in that, I just want to put out there. I'm not going to go in depth about it because I know that most people here are interested in, the podcast itself. Because it's going to be like what, 10, 20 minutes of me talking. And I don't want to make it long because I'm gonna have to edit it later. But anyways, I guess out of the five opinions that I have, the one that's the most, mild will be that I believe that pizza and ketchup taste good together. And I know that most people don't agree with it. But the thing is, I didn't know that that was like an unpopular opinion until I came to the US and I tried and I ate it that way in front of other people. Because in Mexico, like, it's normal, and I did some research about it, and it's normal in like Brazil and like other countries. It's only like the US is the one that has a problem with it, because and the thing is, most of the people hating on it, like it's people who have never tried it, but when you sit down and think about it, it's ketchup is tomato sauce, and that's the same shit that pizza has. So I really don't get the hate, or it's not even hate, it's like disgust whenever I talk about it or whenever I do in front of someone else. But in reality, you're adding more pizza sauce or more tomato sauce into the pizza. And I don't think that it should be something that people hate on. Um, I'm 22. I do it. I feel like I'm always going to be doing it. That's my preferred way to eat pizza. I like ranch, but like just ketchup is way better than ranch or whatever. And the thing is, everyone that hates on it, like I already said before, hasn't tried it. I met white people who were making fun of me because of a reason, and I was like, fucking, like, try it, like just try it one time, and then you can make fun of me if you don't like it. And they did. It was two people. They did try it that way, and they loved it. Like they do love it. They don't try in front of their family or their friends, but I know that they eat it that way whenever they're by themselves. And I feel like this is the same situation with pineapple and pizza. Because the thing is, it's good. Like I like it. Everyone in my family likes it. The people who go out of their way to talk shit about pineapple and pizza, like they're basically acting like they're food critics when it's pizza. Like it shouldn't be something that's sacred. Instead of just saying, personally, I don't like pineapple in pizza, they say stuff like, pineapple is sweet, so it shouldn't be combined with a salty food because it shouldn't be mixing together. And it's like they're giving a fucking explanation to something they don't know about. But at the end of the day, Hawaiian pizza, that's just good. Like it is good. I think it's my top three, type of pizza. And the people who hate on it, you're acting like a kid. You're being a picky eater for pizza. If we were talking about something like how to cook meat, then I get it. There's different debates on it, right? There's points to having it well done and also to having it rare, medium, or whatever. But when it comes to pizza, like it's a food that kids eat. Like, why are you so hateful towards Hawaiian pizza? But anyways, going back to the original point, pizza and ketchup. I feel like that's the way that I'm going to be eating it forever. Because the thing is, it's such a good way. It tastes so good. I don't do it whenever I go to like social events or like whenever I'm in front of people. I do it in front of my family or the person that I'm dating. Because even though every single person I dated made fun of me for eating it this way, I still did it because I was comfortable around them, but I wouldn't do it in front of like I don't know, someone that I'm meeting for the first time or like a social event. But anyways, for anyone listening, if you think I'm disgusting, just try it. Just try it one time, and then you can talk shit about it if you don't like it. But if you never tried it, then just keep your mouth quiet. Like, just stay out of the conversation because you don't have nothing. You There's no reason for you to talk about something that you haven't experienced. I feel like that was too long for no reason. So let's move on to the next one, which is that I believe that being short is better than being tall. The reason I'm saying this is because most of the benefits that you get for being tall, they're social. And what I mean by this is that it's mostly people perceiving you as more attractive just because you're tall. But besides that, there's not much advantage in a everyday life situation. The only useful thing is that you get to reach like tall spaces, and that's it. But when you're short, most of the things are built for you. Like you don't have to make any accommodations or anything like that. For example, I never had to worry about getting a shower, which is something that tall people usually complain about. Door spaces, I never had to worry about hitting my head with something because I can just walk past it. Cars, getting into cars, I have no problem with that. Planes, mattresses, I never had to worry about a mattress being too short for me. Blankets, I don't know, like there's a shit ton of things that are made for you when you're short or when you're, average height. But when you're tall, you're uncomfortable most of the time. And it's just not, it doesn't seem like a good experience. Like I don't, I'm fine being, 4'11". Like I'm completely fine with that. Uh, no, I'm not 4'11". But if I was 4'11", I would be happy with it. So be anyone over 6 feet, like for me, just seems like hell. Like besides, being seen as someone attractive, there's not much benefit to it. So I 100% believe that it is better to be a short person than a tall person. So yeah, if you're short, shout out to you. Like you shouldn't be self-conscious about it. There's a lot of benefits to it that you're just not seeing. There's a lot of things that we take for granted as regular sized people. Okay, moving on from that, this is something that I found out pretty recently, which is people who advocate for having kids, they, I don't know, I hate them. As most of you know, I had a vasectomy a couple months ago. And during that time, I talked to a lot of people about, their opinions, because I was sure about it, but I wasn't 100% sure. Um, and also, I talked to my parents, for example, um, because I also wanted to know what their stance was on it. And the thing is, most of the people I talked to, they told me that I shouldn't do it, right? They told me that I was too young, I was gonna change my mind or whatever. So I will ask them in return, like, what arguments did they have for someone to want to have kids, or like what's the reason for someone to want kids, right? And most of the arguments that they gave, it was, for me, I found them to be selfish. For example, one I remember the most is that once you grow old, your kids, they're going to be the company that you have. And I feel like that's such a selfish argument, and it's not really I don't know, it's not a good argument because the thing is, it's not true. Like there's no way that you're 50, 60 and you're not gonna have any friends, or you're not gonna know anyone at that point, that you're going to be lonely. um and even if you are, I feel like it is selfish to want to force people, or not force people, but like to have kids with the expectations that they're going to be there for you once you grow old. I don't know if that makes sense, but I don't know. Like those type of arguments made me want to have kids even less, and they made me take people who advocate for having kids less seriously. Because I didn't hear like an argument that was centered on kids. It was mostly like, well, kids, they're gonna do this for you, or they're gonna make you feel this way. For example, you're gonna feel unconditional love. What's another one? Like you're going to, you're always gonna have someone that is gonna listen to you. Stuff like that. So their arguments saying what a kid can do for you, right? I never heard even once an argument about what you can do for a kid. For example, something like, if you have a kid, you're gonna have someone to pass your knowledge to. Something like that. There, I didn't hear a single argument for the benefit of the kid. And because of that reason, I just started thinking of people who advocate for kids, or it's not necessarily people who are parents already, but people who look at you weird whenever you say that you don't want to have kids. I just, I don't know. I just find them so like selfish. They're not gonna have an argument for the benefit of the kid. So that's something that I feel like it's an unpopular opinion, because I don't know. Most people either they want to have kids, or if you argue against having kids, they're gonna look at you weird. So that's why I think it's an unpopular opinion. But for me, I just find it selfish. I find it self-centered. So I don't know. I don't know if people feel that way too. I know that most of my family doesn't. So I don't know. Let me know what you think about it. But anyways, I don't want to talk much about it because I feel like most of the people watch me, they do want to have kids. Or I don't know. I don't know my audience. I know that most of the people are over 21. And I feel like that's at the age where you're having like the baby fever. So let's just move on to the next one, which is Nicki Minaj. I first of all, I do think that she's a good like singer. But that's it. I listen to, I would say, like 10, or yeah, like between 10 and 15 songs of her. And that's it. I just saw that she was good. I didn't think that she was amazing or that she was, perfect. So I guess my unpopular opinion would be that I don't get why she's, as follow as she is. I guess it also had to be, maybe it's like a cultural difference, because I grew up without listening to American music. For example, I don't know anything about Kanye West or G, or what's his name, like Wiz Khalifa, Lil Wayne. I never heard oh, Rihanna, like she's a big one in America. The only song I know from her is the one she did with Eminem, and that's it. So maybe that plays a factor as to why I'm not obsessed with Nicki Minaj. But the more I research about her, like I don't know, I found like a shit ton of things against her. For example, the cultural appropriation of Asian symbolism in her music videos, and also like her image. And or I wouldn't say most importantly, but the one that I found out first was the association with predators, and people who like kids. I don't want to say the P word because I don't know. I feel like it's going to get demonetized, but those people. Um, so for me, as soon as I found out about that, I kind of just stopped listening to her music, right? But there's people who still defend her regardless of her being married to someone that's um so I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get why there's such a fan base around her. Like I would get it if she didn't have any scandals or if she wasn't associated to those type of people. But I don't know. I just don't get why being married and also working with known predators is not like a big factor as to that impacts her career. So I don't know. Like for me, I don't get it, dude. Like I really don't know why there's such a fan base. Um, because I seen people being dots for years insulting her. Which I love a lot, a shit ton of artists. Right now, my favorite one is Bad Bunny, but I will never, go. If someone talks shit about him, I wouldn't go defending him. I love him. I believe that he's such a good artist. I respect him as a person too. I love his, political views and all of that. Like he is my favorite, artist ever. I want to have a tattoo of his first album on my leg, like the cover of the first album. But even then, I wouldn't defend him if someone talks shit about him. I would just listen and be like, okay, yeah, whatever. Like, I'm not gonna engage in a conversation with you. But like I said before, it might be a cultural difference. Maybe I don't know like the impact that she has had in like the music industry. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just not appreciating her for the context outside of her music. So I don't know. I tried listening to her. It was just okay. I would say like a 7 out of 10. So I don't know. I don't. for me, her music is not, special. It's just there. But anyways, I feel like that's all I have to say for this. Let me know if you agree with any of this, and if you don't, then I guess let me know why. Because I'm still thinking about like the pizza and ketchup. Because my whole life, since I was what, like 12, I've been, made fun of because of a reason. So I don't know if you're gonna talk shit for something I do. At least have something to back it up. At least try it, give it a chance. And just as a reminder before I go, I finally made public the project that I've been working on for months, which is writing down ideas and like resources for people who care about social issues, right? Right now, I have stuff for feminism, LGBTQ rights, race, relationships, and or race theory. So like there's a lot of stuff in there. If you're interested, click the link in my bio because I'm really proud of it. My plan in social media was to first, gain a following and then start doing, start doing that type of content. So if you want to read about it, please click the link in my bio. Or if you don't have the time to read, then follow me on TikTok because I'm going to be, talking about this in there for people who can't, concentrate on reading or who have other responsibilities. So yeah, follow me there. It's JJ Cava, JJCABA underscore. So I don't know. I feel like that's finally what I actually want to do with my social media or with my social presence. So I'm excited. I'm excited. I hope you like it too. I hope that it helps. So yeah, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And let me know in the comments what's something that you want me to talk about on the future podcast. And yeah, thank you.